Hello, Hari Om, Namaste everyone. Myself, Dr. Neetu Singh from Ayushkama Ayurveda Rishikesh. So, today we are going to discuss about stress. Stress according to the modern Ayurveda and yogic point of view. So, before starting, I would like to tell you that I have started our YouTube channel in which I am uploading almost every day the content related to Ayurveda, yoga, and the parts of yoga like asana, regarding pranayama, meditation. And recently I have posted the meditation which is helpful for stress. So it is by the name of Ayushkama Ayurveda Rishikesh. You can like and subscribe to watch the latest videos. So hello everyone. Hello Karina. So let us start today's topic. So today we are going to discuss stress. Stress, first of all, I would like to discuss stress according to the modern point of view. So first of all, we should know what is stress. So stress is basically a disturbance in our system from anything outside. It can be anything, it can be any disturbance, it can be the lifestyle, it can be our daily routine, it can be the diet, food, thinking, anything. So any disturbance which disturb from the external sources, disturbs our system, gives us stress. Nowadays many people, they don't know even they have stress. So how do we know that we have stress? Basically we have so many physical problems started due to so many reasons, but we never try to find out the cause, the root, what is the problem. But we should actually uh, find out the cause of the stress, of the disturbance of the physical body. Why? Because the problem is we should try to understand the external disturbance, and that external disturbance can be anything. So many people don't know that what is the reason of the stress, or if I have stress. So I mean to say that stress gives us the physical disturbance. So I would like to tell you about the stress. Stress is of two types. Basically in the modern system we used to say that stress is that which disturbs our nervous system. So this disturbs our autonomic nervous system, and autonomic nervous system divides into two parts: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system handles our all the activities, thinking, intellectual power, ideas, creativity, everything. Parasympathetic nervous system handles our emotions, love, relationships. These handles and rest and digestive system, these handles by the parasympathetic nervous system. If we have stress, due to the stress, so first I will let you know that we have two types of the stress: I stress and eustress. I stress is the stress induced by sympathetic nervous system, and eustress is because of the parasympathetic nervous system. So like we can see nowadays, the life is very fast, very busy. We have so many things to do, so we have no time to rest. Even we have no time for handling our relationship, few minutes for spirituality, few minutes for emotions, for love. So most of the time what happens, the parasympathetic works all the time, and due to lack of time for relaxation, we never give time for relaxing or for inducing the function of parasympathetic nervous system, and the result is disturbance in our sympathetic nervous system. And when sympathetic nervous system disturbs, then it relax the muscular contractions, and the result is disturbance in our bladder. Muscular necessary muscular contractions stop working, and the result is disturbance in the blood circulation. It can be heart, it can be the breathing disorder, or the simple muscular function gets slow. Because of that, we are suffering with heart problems, with diabetes, hypertension, hormonal functions as well. This is due to the disturbance of sympathetic nervous system, because we are activate all the time. That is because we have all these problems. Now let us talking about parasympathetic nervous system. So as I told you that parasympathetic nervous system is gives us eustress. Eustress means emotional stress. Emotional stress due to our emotions. It can be due to of our relationship, known understanding, known spirituality. It can be our daily routine. It gives disturbance first in our digestive system. It slows down the digestive fire, because parasympathetic when work properly, it gives us rest and relax. But when parasympathetic disturbs, it gives us restless mind, restless functions, and we behaved like hyperactive or maybe less active, and the result can be depression. Depression is also a kind of eustress. So this is a modern point of view which define the stress. How we can manage with these stress? Sympathetic and parasympathetic works together. If we are working a lot with our sympathetic nervous system in our daily routine, then we have to consciously relax ourselves. We have to perform the activities which can relax the body and mind. The relaxation can be your food, it can be your lifestyle, or it can be another way like Ayurveda and yoga. I will discuss it later. So these are the stress according to the modern. Now let us discuss stress according to Ayurveda. What Ayurveda used to say about the stress. So Ayurvedic point of view always move around dosha, as I already discussed that we have 3 dosha, or the body is made up of with 5 great elements. So 3 dosha, vata, pitta, kapha. In mind we have 3 dosha, every dosha, but mainly for the relaxation of the brain we have kapha, or we need kapha. But when we have stress, we used to say stress is the condition when we have vata pitta imbalance. Vata pitta imbalance. What is vata and pitta? Vata is air. Air is having quality, the main quality is movement. So when mind becomes move, or mind have a lot of activities due to any reason, it can be the routine, it can be my diet, it can be my lifestyle, or a lot of creativity, or a lot of functions, whatever, but it gives me unnecessarily movement of the mind, which results vata disturbs. When vata disturb, it disturb always fire, always pitta, because air moves, fire moves. So if vata become imbalance, pitta also becomes imbalance, and due to pitta, the fire disturb, and the result is maybe high fire. It can give us aggression, anger, frustration, restlessness, irritation, or it can become low, the fire becomes low, which can give us lack of thinking, lack of activity, depression, negativity. This is imbalance. This imbalance of vata and pitta results the lack of kapha. Kapha is give us satisfaction, the sense of satisfaction and completion, happiness. Satisfaction always results to happiness. So if kapha decreases, it means we are facing the unsatisfaction. Unsatisfaction results always same like pitta. It can give us aggression, anger, frustration, all these things it gives us. It is due to kapha, because of lack of happiness, lack of satisfaction. This is because of vata and pitta functions. What are the factors which imbalance my vata and pitta? According to the Ayurveda point of view, the lifestyle matters a lot. The lifestyle, routine, diet, this matters a lot. Always we think about what to eat, what not to eat, or this is good, this is bad, fruits are good, but we never think about what is the right time to having the meal, the right time for sleep, right time to wake up, right time or wrong time for doing the daily activities. We should always go with the nature. Nature gives us day for work and night for sleep. If we have any imbalance in our body or in our mind, it means we are not following the natural routine. Definitely, if we are eating, for example, many times we think like we should eat fruits. Fruits are very healthy. Of course, fruits are very healthy, but there is a correct time to intake of the fruits. If we are not intaking the fruits in correct time, they gives us toxins only instead of nutrition. So I mean to say, we should know that what is the correct time for having food, for sleep. So we need to maintain this routine. How we can maintain the routine? We have to become a disciplined person. We need a fixed time to wake up. We need a fixed time to work. We need a fixed time for food, for dinner, breakfast, lunch, so that your body consciously wake you up, or it works as alarm. It will wake you up in the morning. It will let you know when you are hungry, the correct time, the food, everything. The body works as an alarm. Then you don't need any reminder. When we are become inverted, or we are very conscious about our body, about our senses become satisfied. Senses, satisfaction of the sense gives us a lot of concentration and the sense of satisfaction. We have stress because the sense are not satisfied. Due to this reason, we are unconsciously trying to satisfy our senses, and we think that we can satisfy the senses in so many different things. Sometimes we eat a lot, sometimes we travel a lot, sometimes we are doing so many things just to satisfy of the senses, but still at the end we feel I am not able to satisfied, or I am not able to make myself happy. What is the reason? The reason behind is my senses is not satisfied. Ultimately, we have to satisfy the senses by our food and or whatever the routine. But the satisfaction should be in control. The senses needs to be in control, and for controlling of the senses we need a very nice routine or a disciplined life. A disciplined life according to the nature, according to the universe. This is the Ayurvedic view, that according to dosha how we can describe stress. So it is, as I told, it is a vata pitta imbalance, and we need to lift up the kapha, and kapha we can not lift up by having something oily or something. We need to lift up this in a balanced way or with a purity. So we have to increase satisfaction, we have to increase the good kapha in our body and bring down and remove the factors of which imbalance my pitta and my vata. Diet is very important, so we have to make sure that what is my diet. If I have stress, I have to avoid all the kind of the stimulations in the form of tea, coffee, alcohol, or whatever the stimulation I am having. I have to avoid all these stimulation. But it also depends that what kind of stress I have. Now let us discuss about the yogic point of view in stress level. So according to the yoga always believe in samatvam, in equanimity. Samatvam yoga uchyate. When we have equanimity, so equanimity is always a yoga, or we used to say when we have balance, then we can live happily. According to Patanjali give 5 factors of stress. Stress in our ancient language of yoga known as klesha. It is klesha or klesh in our general language. So what is klesh? We have 5 different factors of klesh. This is avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, klesha. So 5 factors are avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinivesh. What is these 5 factors? Avidya. Avidya is ignorance. What is ignorance? Lack of acceptance of the truth. When we are not accepting the truth, we ignore the reality. That is always gives us avidya, means no knowledge. We have to accept the reality. Whatever we are, whatever the physical body we have, whatever the life we have to accept it. It doesn't mean that we should not see the dreams and we should not fix the goal of the life. We should, but we should actually accept the reality. The second is asmita. Asmita is feeling of I. I means ego. The complete feeling of I, when always I remember that everything belongs to me, or I am the supreme. When we have I always in front of us, we, by this body, by this mind, we identify ourselves with I. This is my body, this is my house, this is my community, this is my earth, my universe, this belongs to me. Or if the earth is revolving because of me, if I am thinking this belongs to asmita, means I, it increase my ego and I believe that this body belongs to me, so always I take care of this body and never think about the mind and the kosha, the different layers of my consciousness. This I gives me raga. Raga means my likes, my dislikes. I always doing things in my life which makes me happy. I never do those things which doesn't makes me happy. I mean to say, we always doing the things which only gives me happiness, satisfaction. So everything, whatever I am doing, is just to satisfy myself. This creates raga. Raga, when we have some specific attachment or some specific desire, and the desire is not able to complete, then it gives us dvesha. Dvesha means jealousy. Dvesha is in the form of anger, in the form of frustration, anxiety, and a lot of things, or you can say ultimately it brings us stress. When we have excessive attachment with something, it always brings us frustration, anger, anxiety, and finally we can say stress. Dvesha is jealousy. Jealousy only in the form of negativity. Jealousy always falling us down. It creates a lot of imbalances. It creates negativity. It gives us first impact or first effect of jealousy comes in our body, physical body, in my body. It always first affect ourself and then maybe other or maybe not. So jealousy only results the imbalance of ourself. So this gives a very bad result of mind and consciousness. The fifth is abhinivesha. Abhinivesha is fear of death, or when we only wants to live longer and longer and never wants to die. This is also excessive attachment of this life. This is the ultimate truth that everyone who is alive now, one day we all have to go. This is a truth. But if we get scared unnecessarily, it gives us a lot of stress, imbalance. The first imbalance again in the imbalance of senses. The results is imbalance of the physical body, imbalance of digestive fire. Afterwards, we have imbalance of the secretions. It can be the enzymes, it can be the hormonal secretions, it can be the nervous imbalance. Then it affect in our the reproductive system. It imbalance overall functions of my nervous system, my mind, thinking, everything. Yoga also talk about the energy or nadis. Yoga says that this body is a union. This consciousness or this flow of energy is a union of two main nadis, Ida and Pingala. Ida belongs to the feminine energy, or you can say the emotional quotient or your parasympathetic nervous system. Pingala belongs to our creativity, energy, thinking, determination, willpower. It belongs to our sympathetic nervous system. According to yoga, we have to always perform those things in our life which is able to balance my nadis, or which can balance my flow of nadis. What is the factor which can balance my flow of nadis? Yoga explain it according to, you can perform asana, you can perform pranayama, you can perform dharana, you can perform meditation, pratyahara. There is so many things according to yoga. These things we can perform, but the aim needs to always to balance my nadis. We should always remember that whatever I am doing, the result is balancing my nadis. If my nadis will be balanced, then all my functions related to my physical body, all my layers, my koshas of my body, the 5 koshas of my body work properly. The energy which nourished my outer kosha the energy which nourished first my physical body, afterwards my pranic and mental body, nourished very well, and then afterwards my external kosha, my outer kosha, outer layer can enlighten a lot. Outer energy depends on inner. Inner is the physical body. We always used to feel like the physical body is the outermost layer, but the physical body is the innermost layer, which is responsible for our actual aura. If this physical body is not working properly, or if we are not able to balance all the elements of this physical body in the form of 5 elements, all our tanmatras are the subtle energies, or in the form of 10 senses, karmendriya and jnanendriya. If we are not able to make them work properly, the result is imbalance. Imbalance physical body and imbalance mind, and it brings the imbalance of our light or consciousness. Now, what to do to release the stress? What is the management to come up from the stress? Today's life is very busy. We are very busy. We have a lot of dreams. We have so many things to achieve. What we can do to de-stress ourselves? First of all, we have to change just a little thing. What is that? That is awareness. Be aware with all your work, with all your function, which is going to perform with your physical body, with your senses, with your mind, with your consciousness. What is my senses craving? What is the taste of my food? What is the taste of my toothbrush, the toothpaste? Everything we need to know. We have to aware. And if we will be aware, we will be present at that day, it becomes us awake. According to Buddha, we birth in a sleeping state and die in a sleeping state. We never wake up because we never live in that present moment. So we have to always present there. For in this life, in this right now conditions, how we can de-stress ourselves. I will let you some very basic things today. The breathing which we are using all the time, 24 hours, this is a very important factor. Or if I would say that the breathing controls all the functions of the body, relates to your vital organs, your muscular organs and your mind. By controlling the movement of breathing, we will be able to control everything. Why? Because we have 3 main layers or kosha. The name is Annamaya kosha, which is our body or nourished by our food. Pranamaya kosha is nourished by our prana or breathing. Manomaya kosha is our mental layer. Pranamaya kosha, which relates to prana or with the air, this acts as a bridge which connects my Annamaya kosha, my physical body, and my Manomaya kosha, which is my mental body. So it acts as a bridge which connects my physical body and my mind. And which is that bridge? That is my breathing pattern, or basically it's prana. First, talk about breathing pattern and then I will let you know about prana. Breathing pattern needs to be very slow and smooth. Slow and smooth. Slow and smooth. What is the mean of slow and smooth? When we are breathing, we should always try not to make any force or sound while breathing. Breathing is a very important factor. When we breathe, we only observe inhalation and exhalation. We never observe there is a kumbhaka or pause in between two breathing. So when we inhale, afterwards there is a kumbhaka. After exhale, we again have kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is the retention of the breath, which is natural. Or you can say a little pause of breathing. So as we inhale, we have pause, which is natural. We never feel it because maybe it's very quick. It's I think half of the second or maybe more less than that. That is why we never feel that. So we have inhale, pause naturally, exhale and pause naturally. This pause is only the factor which is able to remain prana, or the level of prana remains in that pause. So if we have pause very quick, we have pranic level that much quick. Why? Because we breathe, prana moves. With all the movement, prana moves. Or you can say when we breathe allowed to move mind. This is the reason that we need to bring the breathing slow and deep. Slow and deep. So if we breathe slowly and afterwards we exhale slowly. So inhale slowly, breathe in slowly, take a pause, breathe out slowly. It helps us to increase the prana level in the body. Why we need prana level? Because prana is very important to handle the mind or activity of the mind, or balancing our nadis, balancing our nervous system. This is the reason that pranayama helps us a lot in all the kind of the stress. But I would say, if we don't have time to perform pranayama, or if we don't know how to perform pranayama, we need to change the general pattern of breathing. If we just bring the change in our pattern of breathing, we can control the mind. If my mind is very active, hyperactive, never stay, never slow down, in my sleep I am very disturbed, what to do? I have to slow down my breath. I have to always consciously think about my breathing pattern. I have to initially consciously bring down the ratio of my breathing. Initially, consciously I have to bring down, and afterwards you will feel, after few months or few weeks, you will feel automatically your breathing slow down and your energy increases and your mind a little bit slow down. This results also we have due to pranayama. If I talk about the ancient pranayama, so ancient pranayama is completely different. So instead of pranayama, we can use the breathing technique, because pranayama is prana ayama, expansion of prana, that technique which expand the prana. But we only expand the prana if we are not breathing. It means we have to perform kumbhaka. But if we are breathing, we have some techniques which change and slow down the breathing pattern. If we are using that technique, we can say that these techniques is breathing exercise or pranayamic exercise, which is help me to slow down my system. If my breathing will be slowed down, my prana, my mind, my mental activity will be slowed down. So what can be the useful pranayama for everyday practice? So there is very famous pranayama, the name is Kapalabhati. Kapalabhati basically exhalation, but why Kapalabhati is useful for us? Because as we stop exhaling from Kapalabhati, it brings us the natural kumbhaka, if we feel it consciously or not, but it is there. Because of that, it helps us to balance our mind and de-stress ourselves. Other pranayamas like Ujjayi, there is Brahmari, there is Shitali, Shitakari, the cooling pranayamas can be very, very helpful for stress problems to slow down the activities. If the mind is very lethargy, mind is slow, then we need the energetic pranayama. It can be Bastrika, it can be Kapalabhati, it can be Anuloma Viloma. What other things, what other factors which can be useful for stress? It can be a kind of meditation. If I would say very frankly that meditation is not for stressful person, but if we can change or if we can variate the meditation, then it can help me for keep my mind in one point. What can be this? It can be the candle meditation. You can blow the candle and you can continuously focus on that, but there is always contraindications as well. We should, before practicing, we should always know what are the contraindications about that. There is a research from S. Vyasa, Bangalore, on cyclic meditation. Cyclic meditation is a research on stress management. So the research used to say that when we, today's life, because we are only stimulate the mind, so the sympathetic nervous system increases due to this stimulation. And we never have time to bring down or practice the relaxation of the body and the mind. But we never realized it in the initial state. We only realized this when we already have a lot of stress. Afterwards, the doctor said, okay, go to the some hill place or stay, practice this meditation or something. At that time, meditation is impossible because already my sympathetic nervous system is too high. So what to do at that time? So that research used to say at that time, if we give stimulation and relaxation, so little bit stimulation and more relaxation, this is the actual aim of that meditation. A bit of stimulation and more relaxation. So when with this stimulation, when we stimulate or able to move sympathetic nervous system and at the same time we work a lot on parasympathetic nervous system, then parasympathetic break its pause level and helps to balance the sympathetic nervous system, and the result is relaxation of the mind. So in this we can use this cyclic meditation, a little stimulation and more relaxation. If we don't understand that meditation, then we can simply perform few easy physical exercise. We should not be confused what exercise is good. You can simply rotate all your joints, you can rotate your arms, you can rotate your wrist, your knees, ankles, toes, everything. Simply you can just rotate them, and afterwards give yourself 10 to 15 minutes shavasana, the time for relaxation of your body. This is a wonderful way to relax yourself and de-stress yourself. If we are very busy, we don't have time to give even 15 minutes to ourselves in shavasana, then during the office time or during the work we can de-stress ourselves. How we can do this? So if we are working in the office, we can simply give few seconds for us. We can stretch our body completely, close the eyes, give the strong stimulation, strong tightness of the body, and then we can relax everything. Few deep breathing, 3 to 4, 3 to 6 deep breathing can help a lot to immediate relaxation. If we are working, for example, we are working in front of laptop, we are working on phone, online we are working nowadays, so how we can relax ourselves? You can just sit back for a while, just for 1 minute, you can sit back, close your eyes and take few deep breathings. Focus inside, just ask to yourself from your inside of the body that how are you? If we just do it in our daily routine, then we will be de-stressed. What else what we can do? I told you that by changing the food and by changing the routine, we can de-stress. So we have to wake up by the time, the natural time. The natural time is in the morning. If we cannot wake up very early, at least we should wake up before sunrise. We should always welcome the sun. Sun is the source of energy. We need to de-stress ourselves with this energy. So we need the energy, and energy can give us sun. So we should wake up at that time. Give a few minutes every day to yourself. Maybe you can just lie down and breathe deeply. You can just rotate yourself. You can maybe just cycling, just walk, running, whatever we are doing. We can do some physical exercise. Make your life very disciplined, that breakfast time should be fixed, lunch, dinner, this needs to be fixed. It needs to be very disciplined. Eat dinner early, not late. It brings a lot of negative feelings, block the mind. So if we have huge stress, basically we need to work morning. If we have emotional stress, we need to wake up early and work in the morning. The last point of today's topic is spirituality. Belief. Belief is very, very important. Believe in anything. We need to believe. We can believe in any energy. If we are non-believers, we can believe in sun. At least sun is giving us supreme energy. So at least we should believe on sun. We can believe on earth. We can believe in anything, or you can believe in yourself. In yourself, but not in the form of ego, but in the form of the positive energy or the consciousness. Belief is not which we can discuss or which we can make arguments on that. Belief is just a belief. If someone is believing in the stone, it's the belief. We should not supposed to make any arguments or comments on that. Belief is always a belief. We need to believe. We need to increase this belief, the power, and then slowly we will be able to balance everything in our body. So this is all about the stress, and for today this is the end of my topic. If you would like to discuss any specific topic, you can just write me in my comment box. If you like my live sessions, then please subscribe and like my channel, YouTube channel. I will mention this in my comment box. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for giving me time. Hari Om. Namaste.